and we're live. Another episode of Elite Encounter with Quincy or Quinzian. What do you prefer?
Quinzian, yeah, the second option.
Yeah. I swear I remember playing a few games with you. I think it was in in-house or something. And for some reason I said Quincy. I'm not sure why.
Oh,
That's just
I can't really remember,
I
to be
swear
honest.
I played a few games. I don't even know. We were in voice chat as far as I remember. But
Oh, really? I really can't remember.
do you ever play in-houses?
I used to for some time. I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that, especially in top lane, that there's a lot of good players in houses, and it's hard to. I tried to learn the lanes in the matchups, but they just do it better, or they play it differently because they know the matchup. So it's really hard. So I kind of didn't really participate in too many in-houses anymore because I really tried to improve my macro and micro even more before I tried to participate again.
Yeah. It can be intimidating, especially because there's some players that are like super good. They went to tournaments and everything. I know that some players don't really like that pressure, I guess. But I think it's
Yeah, I
good
mean,
practice.
it's different. I think so too. That's why I really did want to participate. I'm probably gonna participate this week now again as well,
Yeah.
if I have time, and I think I will have time.
Today they were looking for players for some in-houses. I think it was Gatlu who asked. So I said, only if you let me play my Mewtwo Y build.
That's funny.
Everyone hates on my
I mean, you
Mewtwo Y
gotta
build.
make it so that that they actually that they need you. They need the Mewtwo Y bit to actually win.
Well, I think it's good, but everyone hates on it.
I mean, I've seen you a lot of times on Twitch play it to the point that I'm like, are you are you even playing anything else than that Mewtwo Y build or?
No. Pretty much no. At this point,
That's
it,
crazy.
yeah, at this point, it's just like my brain has been conditioned to play that build to such a degree that now I can almost turn off my brain when I play it. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. So you're just used to playing it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's still moments where I need to improve. Today, right before this podcast, I did a few matches, and usually in the evenings or later on in the day, I'm a little more tired, so I didn't play as optimally as I should have. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, for me, low key in the evening, I can low key play better. Mm.
yeah.
Like I'll really get awake at like 4 p.m.
Oh,
Then
wow.
from then on, I can really play
That is super late,
better.
man.
I I feel like I play better then. It's not like I'm tired or anything, but most of the time, I feel like towards the end of the day, I actually play better because I already played a little bit. I'm already like I'm not exhausted, but I'm not really tired as well because I just got out of bed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, if you get up late, yeah, that makes sense. I usually also get up kind of late, maybe around 12 or 1. Um,
Hmm.
but I would say like the peak time for me to play is maybe like between 3 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, for me it's like maybe from 5 to 9.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends I also play a lot during the evening. Like when it gets late, I also notice that I'm actually playing worse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. This is also something we could talk about more later. I have a question about it. But for now, before we start talking more about Unite, I wanted to ask a little bit more about yourself. Like, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? What do you do outside of Unite? Are you a student? Do you work? Are you homeless living under a bridge?
No, I'm not. um, so yeah, I'm born and raised in Germany. I'm 15 years old. Currently I'm just in school, trying to finish school. I'm not really focused on getting a degree or something like studying at university. I'm probably gonna take a different route. Mm,
A different route,
just learn a
like a
job.
trade skill?
Not really, just not study because that's gonna take quite a lot of time, and I'm not really a person who likes studying a lot or who can even focus. I feel like I'm not really good at focusing too long and studying.
Maybe you just need to align the time that you can focus at with the job that you do. Because if your
Mm,
optimal focus period is between, you said like 5 to 9, maybe there's a job out there where
yeah,
if you have to focus, it's between that time.
there could be a job like that for sure.
But yeah, this depends a lot on like your habits, your routines, and all that stuff. So you grew up in
Yeah,
Germany. Which part more specifically? Because Germany is quite big.
um, yeah, it is in the south, um, in Munich,
Okay.
exactly. And yeah,
I
and
think I've
but
passed
I'm
through Munich a few
also
times.
have been nice.
You were gonna
How
say?
was it in Munich?
Well, I think Munich is it's nice, but I didn't have a lot of time to spend to visit the city too much. This is I think during a period of time when I was visiting some friends in Erlangen. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we went to Munich before or after. At some point we went to Munich as well. But I passed through
Oh,
Munich as well when I was really young with my parents. We took road trips and we just passed through a bunch of cities. We saw a bunch of castles, stuff like that.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, let's come back to the Unite. So how long have you been playing Unite?
Mm, so I did download the game pretty much maybe a couple of months after release, but because I was pretty young back then, like even younger than now, um, I really just downloaded it because I saw it was for free in the Nintendo eShop, and then I just kind of played a little bit, but I didn't really play a lot till like 2 years ago. Really, but um, I wanted to try something new out, so I went through my games, saw Pokemon Unite, loaded it up, and then I was like, "This is fun." Now, then since then, I've basically been playing every day.
Dang,
So,
dude. I've been playing pretty consistently as well. Which role do you play? Can you remind me?
all rounder, top laner. Yeah,
That's your main role.
yeah.
What do you think about these Azu buffs?
Azumarill used to be my main before I tried to get more into competitive,
Mm-hmm.
but then I used to be my main. It was fun, but then I realized like it's not very good in competitive because even though it's good early game, you can just play around it. You can just group up, and yeah,
Yep.
it's not really that good, unfortunately. But I was really excited for the buffs. My first game, I did I did like 220k damage and got
Dang.
27
Wait, which
kills.
build?
Just Whirlpool and pair off.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
think there
like,
was a buff
damn.
in
And
that period of
then
time. Oh, sorry, a bug. Yeah.
yeah, and they bug fixed it already.
Yep. Yeah,
But yeah, I
I
was
was
really
also a
excited.
Azu main for a long time, and the same thing happened. I started playing more competitive, and I realized it's not the most viable option.
Mhm. Yeah, unfortunately.
It's interesting how it
It's really
changes
fun.
your perspective when you start playing with competitive players.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it can work a little bit. It's
yeah,
got you can play player of Whirlpool to assassinate people. And I mean, I low-key think Aquatail water pulse isn't that bad late game because you just water pulse, so you have mobility and it hits like 5 enemies, and you reduce the cooldown with Aquatail, then you water pulse again. You do so much mid-range damage. Even if you had multiple enemies, you still heal some damage as well.
yeah,
So I think late game it's not that bad, but you can just if it's like a quick team fight, you probably can't do a lot of damage or sustain a lot of damage.
yeah. That's actually the trouble I ran into because I play Aquatail and Water Pulse. That's my go-to build. Um,
Yeah.
do you know the super secret tech with Azu with Aquatail?
Or you do like 2 Aqua Tails, then you do ult and then
Yeah,
do Aqua Tail. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it's good to just kind of throw out your Aquatail, just like use it and throw it out because then you can walk in a fight with maybe your second or your third hit, and then you can get
Mm,
your next Aquatail out much faster.
exactly, right. So you just use it. It's same as like with Urshifu with Surging Strikes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But with Aqua Tail, you can also bush check a little bit, and you can do some spacing. It's not the longest range
Exactly.
attack, but people are scared of it.
Hmm. If you can kite the enemies, you can really you can outplay them for sure.
That was actually one of my early strategies with Azu. So I used to run float stone to kite the enemies as much as possible. But after a lot of testing, I realized that there's just too many fast Pokemon that can catch you really easily.
Yeah, and Floatsna also obviously just gives you the speed outside of combat, so
Yeah,
you can't kite them that good
yeah, I
with
know.
it.
um, so yeah. So you played top lane. Do you have any backup roles that you play? Like defender or
Mm,
something? Because I swear, I think I played with you as defender, and you were defender.
yeah, I played Defender earlier, yes, with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, so because I used to just play for fun, I basically play like everything. I saw a lot of Spraggles and Chris Hero's videos, so because I learned from them that it would be nice to in solo queue just still fill out your team comp. That's why I played a lot of supports and defenders too.
Yeah,
But mm, I mean, I still would say that like my second most comfortable role is probably like jungler or defender, and like the bottom two are like support and attacker. I can, if I want, I can play everything. But for competitive, I really like now have a lot of experience with the top lane.
nice.
I would need to get more into the other roles to really know the macro from those
Yeah,
roles.
that's kind of what I've been doing as well because I played a lot of defenders and started playing more attackers, specifically Mewtwo Y. And it's interesting to see things from the other perspective because now as a defender, I can think about like, oh wait, my attacker needs my my positioning to be a little bit ahead of him so he can uh, feel safe and dish out lots of damage.
Yeah,
I can't be playing too aggressive as a defender because my teammates are too far away. All this kind of stuff. And it's interesting to see how
yeah,
other people play defenders as well to see how they do it well.
yeah. I mean, a lot of good defender players also just have vision and like ambush people. For example, with Trevenant, like I saw a lot of Trevenants. It's actually really fun to just wait in the bush, do like the wood hammer and jack button tech, and then you just bring them all to your team and stun lock them for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And everyone follows up and they just get destroyed.
If you can
Actually
get the
really fun.
positioning right. Of course.
Yeah.
So,
That's also why you have a jack button, so you can maybe readjust your positioning if you mess up.
yeah, I think eject button and wood hammer is pretty good just because it comes out really fast like that. It's also kind of good on what Horn Leech. I play a bunch of Trevenant, but X speed I feel like is a little bit more versatile because the cooldown is shorter for that build.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. So I was gonna ask about this tournament that you got first place in, right? Last hit league.
He did, but only in the regular season, so I don't really count that as a first place. I
Mm.
do think that the first place is when you win it all. So I was really sad when when in the playoffs uh, we got fourth place out of the four remaining teams. But I mean, we still won the regular season, but
And then
we
after
could
the
have done
regular
better.
season, what comes after that?
Just the playoffs, or just um,
Oh, okay, I see.
semifinals, best of three, and then um, finals and the lower finals, and the best of three and best of five.
Yeah. So for that tournament, how long or how frequently were you training with your team?
Mm, I would say like we scrimmed like 1 to 3 times a week. Most of the time, like 2 or 3 times. So yeah, and then we just sometimes five stacked and
Yeah.
I play a lot with my support. So we just because he was pretty new to the team, so we practice a lot together. Just
Mm-hmm.
get that synergy going.
Yeah, that synergy is super important in a team. How long have you guys been a team for?
Now Excluding our support, like 5 months maybe, or 4.5 months. And with our support with this exact team, maybe like 3.5 months. So
Okay.
it's been some time now,
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Pokemon Unite, like time, that can be a while.
for sure. Yes.
So yeah, what would you say is your main goal when it comes to Pokemon Unite? Winning all the tournaments?
I mean, the next last Hit League season, I really want to win it all. And then from then on, just play as my. If I really still enjoy it, which I think I will, and I have a good amount of time still, so I will just keep on playing and try to, achieve the best things possible. I don't know what that's gonna be, but obviously it would be cool to maybe one day be at EUIC or even Worlds, but that's very far away. So
Hey man, you just gotta believe in yourself. Do you believe in yourself?
yeah. So I mean, I've noticed, I've been like watching some clips, some old clips of myself from like a year ago, and I'm so much better now than back then. It's actually insane.
That's
When I
good.
look back at those clips, I really think, what was I doing there? And yeah, I
Yep.
don't know what I was doing there, but yeah,
That's why I think it's good to record your games, to publish them somewhere, to have them somewhere you can easily access them so you can watch them and see that. I have some clips as well where I watch myself play and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I doing?
yeah,
Especially some with Azu. Like frequently when I was playing Azu, I would get into the I would get into the zone and I would just like constantly play super aggressive, and then I'm like,
exactly.
oh, I should not have
I
done
would
that.
be like, why did I die? Why did I die? When I literally overengaged
Yep.
and I didn't even, like, back then I didn't even try to dodge abilities either
Oh my god.
and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, it was so much worse. It's actually horrifying looking at those clips.
Hey,
I can't lie.
the more cringe it is, the more learning opportunity there is.
I guess.
For sure, for
Yeah, you
sure.
can always learn. Also today, I died one time when the jungler ganked me. Should have just full heal to get rid of the red buff. Then I would have lived. Yeah.
Mistakes were made. Yeah, I've been kind of doing the same with my Mewtwo Y gameplay because there's a lot of these small mistakes that I make that they kind of add up, you know?
Mhm.
One thing leads to another, and then yeah, like really small things. When you start playing the same character again and again and again, you start noticing these really small things that make a big difference with that
Sure.
character. Like with
Yeah.
this Mewtwo Y build that I have, it's all about trying to play around your mega gauge. So
Mhm.
if you can try to make sure that you have your mega at the main objective fight, then it's pretty much you're good. Like it makes such a big difference.
Yeah. Just the stat buff and the more attack speed and better auto attacks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just AoE auto attacks from a very long range, and if you have red buff, the whole enemy is slowing down. and
Yeah.
and then you just ult, which is a very clear signal to your whole team and the enemy. Like, let's go, let's engage. If the enemy is not nearby, then it gives vision to all of the enemies. So then your allies can decide, okay, let's engage on this guy that
Yeah.
is out of position or whatever. So it just gives all the information that the team needs to make the best decision.
Yeah.
Mewtwo's broken.
I mean, it can be very good if you also like coordinate and engage with the ult and someone follows up. Like it can be, you can like quickly get a team wipe.
Oh yeah. But if you're not in the mega form, like it just does negligible damage. It's just like it's like a
Yeah, but I mean, it's still pretty safe, and you have a knock up and a slow with side strike.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But what did you think about my Mewtwo Y gameplay? Do you like did you notice like the specific things that I was doing, like the way I was playing? Did you notice?
I mean, I did notice earlier when I played Aegis Sesh, when you actually ulted when I like fought them, that was actually huge. And when you mega, you played very aggressive.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I noticed as well.
Well, you have to because if you're mega, you got to take advantage of it, no?
Yeah, that's for sure. Like if you have the mega, yeah, you should just take advantage of it because you need to after you lose it, you need to recharge it again. It's
Yeah.
gonna take some time, so
The thing I like,
I just get value.
the thing I noticed about Mewtwo Y is that it's very easy to understand what you need to do next. When you don't have a Mega, at least with this build, you should go back and farm because you're gonna slowly also build up your Mega with Recover, and you're gonna secure some farm that needs to be farmed. So
Uh,
when you're about halfway with a Mega, then you can start playing a little bit more aggressively, um,
yeah.
and just trying to
So
build
you
up the
can,
Mega.
because you almost have the mega, right? And then
Yeah,
you auto attack a little bit and then you get it. Yeah.
if you're auto attacking the enemy. But the issue there is that there's always a fine line between being on the enemy and playing safe. So it's always like a very fine tightrope that you're kind of walking with Mewtwo.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just in general. I've really tried to also play more aggressive because I've seen in Japan they play very aggressive, and with most all-rounders you can do that, or with most top laners.
Yeah, yeah,
So you can't just over-engage for no reason. You need to actually make smart decisions still.
definitely. Even like I played a lot of all rounders, and I feel like I play this character like an all rounder, pretty much. Like just playing aggressive all the time and
Hmm.
just trying to keep momentum. I think that's a big strategy from the Japanese players is that they try to maintain a really strong momentum throughout the whole game.
Yeah, sure.
What would you say is your top three mons, like the ones you play the most games with? Is Azu in your top three?
Not anymore. Mm, right now, I think I know my top two, but I don't know my third one. So it's Zorark. I used to play a ton of Zorak, but now that I've been playing top lane, completely like abandoned Zorak. And then second one is Scyther, not Scissor because I don't like Scissor because Scissor players are genuinely NPCs. It pisses me off when I see a Scissor. It should be a different license than Scyther
I
because
agree.
it honestly, I feel like if you play Scyther, there's like a certain honor to it because it actually takes skill and Scissor, all Scissor players just run in. It annoys me. And then my third most played is probably Umbreon. But I mean, I'm catching up with like the all-rounders now that I've been playing top lane. Like, I have a lot of Zarina and Blaziken games.
Yeah, I have a
And
lot of
Luca,
Blaziken games too.
Buzzwole.
What do you think of?
Yeah.
I have a good build for Blaziken. So what I like to run is like a tanky Blaziken build. So first I have
Mm-hmm.
potion, so
Okay.
not eject button, but potion, and then I double stack. So I
Mm-hmm.
have what is it? Ao's cookie and attack weight and big root.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it is tanky. Like really a solo queue build though, because the eject button, like there was like a scrim. The Greninja was like always like 2 levels above me. I mean, that's their jungler, I'm the top laner, but still. And I killed him like 2 or 3 times just by eject buttoning with the overheat
Yep.
and following up like on the damage.
Yeah, the best way you can
And
do it is by overheating eject button onto one of their squishies, and I did the same as well. Um, with wait, scissor or scyther? Which one's the green one again?
Scyther.
Yeah, so scyther. He was just jumping in and out, being slick, and I just eject button onto him, killed him in like one hit.
Yeah. I mean, with Scyther, I feel like you don't even need a eject button because you can just, if you really need like to get to the enemies, you can just double hit into dual wing beat. So you have like insane range with your mobility. And then you just ult them. Then you have like the ult dash, the dual wing beat dash you still have,
Yep.
probably your boosted auto dash, and then you get the resets. So yeah, you have like a billion dashes.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just wait, and then you don't even need a eject button. But I mean, a eject button can also be very good just for the extra mobility as well.
Yeah. I also a question I forgot to ask was when it comes to Unite, or I should say when it comes to this like genre, did you play other MOBA
Mm-hmm.
games before Pokemon Unite, or is this your first MOBA game?
My first mobile game. Before that, I only used to play like NBA 2K and FIFA, so like sports games.
Ah, so you came from different
And
genre.
yeah, and I played like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
those are all
So
different. So you've never tried like League of Legends or Dota?
no, because I was like when I started really playing Unite, I was 13, 14, and when I downloaded it, I was like 11, and I still don't have a PC. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have a PC back then either, so I didn't really play Dota or League at all. Mm, and I didn't used to play on phone either, so there was like nothing else, no other mobile I ever played.
Yeah, I think phone games are pretty good. Some games are pretty good. Like I play Unite on the phone.
I mean, I do sometimes too, but I'm still worse at it
I
because you used to play like way more. I played like way more on Switch, so just
you
different.
know though that the travel time between when you want to push a button and when that gets activated is slower on the Switch than it is on the phone because that fraction of a second that it takes for the button to go down
Uh,
is some time that the phone doesn't have. So the phone has an advantage.
True, but I really notice that on Switch, I'm just way more comfortable because I can actually feel which button I'm pressing, and on phone, if I misclick, I don't even notice it because it just all feels the same.
Yep.
So if I sometimes, especially when I started playing on phone, I press like the normal auto attack button instead of the farm one. I didn't even notice because it feels the same. I'm like, yeah, why am I not hitting the farm
Do you have fat
when there's like
fingers?
an enemy around? No, but it just like I wasn't used to the position of the buttons.
Yeah, you kind of have to get used to it, and it makes it worse if you're not doing that for a while because even if you switch phones, like the different size can make it a little difficult.
Yeah,
This is why I think what Unite
for
should
sure.
do is they should. I've seen it in other games where you can move around the buttons on the screen because that way
Exactly.
it solves several problems. Like if you're more comfortable with it in a different position, or if you're accidentally pressing the wrong button, or before that one change where they made you only select one ability, you could have also moved it out of
Yeah,
the way so you don't accidentally use or choose the wrong ability. But now they just kind of
exactly.
uh
Or what I thought as well, but I mean, on the other hand, you also, I mean, if you misclick, that's just your issue, I guess, and it's only one match. But what I also thought, if you, of this concept, I thought of it. So if you really misclick a button or an ability, you just have like 10 seconds to relearn your other move.
like a undo.
If you really misclicked. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be difficult
Would
to
it
do.
would still be difficult to do, but I mean, on the other hand, I feel like they should have just kept it, and if you really misclick, it just happens. But having the option to just change moves mid game to just also maybe counter the enemies is just way better, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a lot of strategies out there where you can counter based on the moves, and now you just have to choose before. But
Yeah,
to be fair, I remember playing like a Snorlax flail build, and I chose Heavy Slam by accident because I leveled up right when I was trying to use my potion or trying to score. I don't remember. And then
yeah.
I chose Heavy Slam, and it's terrible because I had a flail
Oh,
build.
on Switch, you wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah, I know. That is the biggest problem with phone. But now it's not a problem anymore. I mean, there's a different problem, but it's yeah.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
it definitely was a nice thing. I think the solution for this problem is actually quite simple. They should have a little checkbox that says automatically choose the move for me or let me choose in the match or something like that, you know?
Mm, yeah.
Like to let you
True.
have the functionality that it was like before the change or to choose if you want the
Or how is it
functionality
now?
after.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now they're forcing everyone
yeah.
to do it like how it is now. It's
Exactly, and they could just do it both ways because I mean, where's the effort? Like that's just you just change it back to that so you can choose, and there's nothing else you need to do. I feel like
Yep.
so,
Yeah.
and especially from like I now play some Honor of Kings, and they have so many more customization abilities, and it's like the same company, so I don't get why we wouldn't have such a simple one.
Well, I think this because it's Pokemon, like they're trying to make sure to keep it simple. I've seen this like happen again and again where they just try to simplify the whole experience as much as possible. But
Mm,
on the other hand, I kind of like that because then it makes it easier to like there's less stuff you have to do to reach the point where you're actually playing on that high level. Like in games like League of Legends or other ones, there's a lot more complexity, so the skill like the threshold that you need to pass in order to become like pro, let's say, is limited by how
mm,
fast you can learn all of the complexity stuff and how to interact. With Unite, the most complex thing is probably matchups, drafting, counter picking, and then decision making during the match.
yeah, I guess that's true. Actually, I agree. But I mean, on the other end, like it's also good that there's. I mean, yeah, in League there's like a lot of factors to be good, but I mean it's also good because it separates the players. And in ranked, there's like no separation at all. Like that's the problem, in my opinion. That I think a lot of players also just left because they play with like with like bad people, quote unquote, or people just aren't on their skill level. But if Knight would have just not made it so that you can climb with a negative win rate, that would have never been the issue, or
Yeah,
like
well,
rarely,
that's really only a
because
problem until you reach legend rank because it's only up until that point where you can climb with a negative win rate. After that, you need a positive win rate.
yeah. But that's I feel like that's too late because if you can only climb with a positive win rate only in the highest rank, that's too late. I feel like
No, in my
I
opinion, I
think
think
you
it's
shouldn't
fine.
be able to climb.
Because then the
Mm,
prerequisite to getting to legend essentially is time. However, it takes less time if you're good. You know?
yeah, that's true. I guess
And then that way the prerequisite to being in that rank is essentially you've invested enough time
better you
or
are,
you're good enough where it didn't take you lots of time.
yeah.
So just get good.
I mean, yeah, tell that to the to the ultra players.
Yeah, well, when you're in lower rank, there's actually some strategies that you can use to rank up really fast. Like you can choose Pokemon that have more agency and have more impact on certain important moments in the game. That's why I think
Yeah,
in the lower ranks, playing as a tank is much more difficult because you depend a lot on your team to capitalize on what you're doing. However, like maybe roles like an attacker, jungler, or all rounder have a lot more agency, you know?
yeah. Like some of the best solo queue ones are just Pokemon you can just rip the final objective with.
Mm-hmm.
You can just pick Zacian, Blaziken, or Luca before the nerfs.
Yeah.
You just even if you lost, especially in those lower ranks, because on my alt account, I also like noticed those bad people. They don't know what's going on, so
No.
you can just flip in front of their face and they just score something.
Yep.
So
But to be fair,
yeah.
I've noticed all these issues with matchmaking in all these other games as well. It's the problem with the way matchmaking works. It's just inherently the way it works. Because if you win too many matches in a row, or if you win too many in a certain period of time, in a certain number of matches, then they're just gonna continue ranking you up with teammates that are worse and worse against enemies that are better and better, Because the game is designed such that your win rate is around 50%. And it's going to be more
Mm,
aggressive with this kind of approach as you do better and better.
yeah.
That's why I
I mean,
think,
someone's gotta lose as well.
yeah, of course. But that's why I think sometimes when you end up in these games where you're just like playing with these complete noobs, you're just like, okay, just this is the matchmaking system complimenting me. It's
True.
the fact that I have a bad player on my team is because the game says I'm too good.
Yeah,
But I guess one way to get around it would be five stack. However, not many people are five stacking, and it takes a long time to find matches.
that's very true. Like actually sometimes it's like 50-minute queues or something.
Yeah,
And just wait 50 minutes
yeah, man, it's
to even find a
ridiculous.
match.
That's why I don't even try to do five stack now. I mean, it's difficult. I either duo or trio as much as possible.
Yeah,
So how far have you gotten into this Pokemon Unite competitive stuff? Like, have you ever traveled for any tournaments, or did you just do them online?
just online. I mean, we're playing, like I said, with this team for like 4 or 5 months now. And obviously, in the beginning, we wouldn't even have been good enough. It would kind of be a waste of time and money, I feel like, to really go to EYC when we're like not that good yet.
Yeah.
Um, mm, so no. Also, I mean, too young even anyway to participate in UCS, so it wouldn't even be possible either, right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, but maybe
Well, you
next
can,
year
I
at
think, with your parents'
UIC,
permission or something.
maybe. I mean, next year at UIC, I will be old enough anyway.
Yeah.
And if we feel like we can at least win, like play good. We don't need to win, but like play good at least, which I think we will be able to at that point to compete with those other good European teams.
With the big
Mm,
dogs.
yeah. Then I mean, I would really love to go to UIC, and I mean, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, that's actually something that I think would be really fun to get to try to attend like a big tournament and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But, there's a lot of factors you have to take into account. I think when you're trying to compete, you have to look at the game a little differently. Like how you said your perspective on Azu has changed. When you started playing more competitive, how has your perspective changed with Unite?
Mm, I'm always like mad if like the lanes aren't correct. Like in solo queue or duo queue, when like the teammates like I don't know, attacker and speedster top lane, and then the defender and support bot lane or something
Mhm.
annoys me. Mm, what has changed? Mm, the approach, like you can't really just like in solo queue, it's like very easy now because you just play and your skill gets better just by playing against those good people. Uh, and there's like no coordination, so you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But in competitive, you really need to like coordinate your engages and also watch out that the enemies don't just engage on you. You need to have vision on them.
Yep.
So a lot of about communication. That's what's changed for sure.
Yeah, that's something I wish Unite did more of. Like certain other games, like people communicate with voice chat in random lobbies, ranked lobbies. Like I played Overwatch before,
Yeah,
and people would use voice chat in the higher tier lobbies all the time.
yeah,
But in Unite, I think I've only seen it happen like 1% of the time. I remember there was a game with this Hoopa who was using voice chat, and I wanted to turn on my voice chat too, but for some reason my microphone wasn't working. So it was just him talking, but it was good because he said when he's gonna unite, and so I went on the other
yeah,
lane.
exactly. Really wish that would be the case more. But what I also don't like is how, like I said, I created the account like 4 years ago or something, and I must have done something wrong because for me, I can't access voice chat at all. There's like not even a button to like press like voice chat or something.
That's weird.
Like it's not even there.
Maybe you got banned from voice chat.
So exactly, but I've never even used it either because on Switch I don't have a mic.
Oh,
So
you know why? Maybe it's because of your age. Because you
exactly,
probably
that's what I
put your
thought too. But
age in there.
now I'd be old enough, no? At 15.
I don't know. Maybe the limit for them is 16 or 18.
Yeah, in the App Store it's 16, but why would it be 16?
I don't know. They
I don't
don't
even
want
know.
kids yelling at each other. Stupid, weird stuff.
I guess.
uh, I don't know about you, but if you've ever played games with some of these little kids, oh my god, it's
Sometimes see like clips of Fortnite.
yeah,
Oh, those kids are crazy.
yeah,
They're like screaming and like saying some dumb shit. And they're all brain rotted, and
yeah,
it's
man.
genuinely funny and embarrassing to watch
Yep.
at the same time.
I remember I
Because you
played.
think,
Sorry, go ahead.
You think those are also kids, just like you, but then they behave like so weirdly and so embarrassing.
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna come across. I remember I was playing online, when like the Oculus Rift or something came out. I was playing some games in VR, and there were some games where people were playing voice chat, and they're like older people, who had
Mm,
responsibilities, a job, a family, or whatever. That was nice. But then I played some other games, and it was just these little kids running around being annoying and and with their
yeah,
super high pitched voices, it's like hurts my ears.
yeah, like oh my god, I can imagine.
But yeah. I don't. There's nothing. I have nothing against the younger players. It's just that they don't really have that experience in order to be able to communicate well sometimes, which can be a little bit annoying. But if they have that maturity, then it can definitely, help them level up onto the competitive scene if that's what they want to do. Because I think a lot of the competitive stuff has to do a lot with like self development too. You got to know how to take feedback, implement feedback,
Mm,
manage your time wisely, manage your energy wisely, and then the basic stuff like eating healthy, sleeping enough. Kids these days don't sleep enough. They have bad sleep routines.
yeah, I can agree, bro. I can agree.
I mean,
Sure.
I don't think it's necessarily bad if you're a night owl. I've gone through phases where I did that too. I had a job where I was working till like 2 or 3 a.m. sometimes.
Mm,
It's fine, your body adapts. But if you're like, want to schedule a scrim with your team and then one guy's like, oops, I forgot, or they're just too tired to function, then it's not really very productive.
yeah, but luckily that never happens to us.
That's
I
good.
mean, like everyone's very responsible and everybody's always on time. So
That's
it's
good.
very
That's good.
nice.
What would you say is keeping your team together? What's keeping your team like what's the glue that's holding your team together? Is it a person?
Still this yeah, the anchor of the team is definitely Profmash. Um without him, like it would be way harder. Because a lot of times like that rarely happens, but when he doesn't play, it's very silent because even though I also don't mind shot calling and Saren also doesn't mind it, but without Profmash, there's just this calm energy missing. So
Is he older?
yeah, he's like a couple of months older than me, but I think his his impact on the team is very big. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna start asking my last few questions here because I want to start wrapping it up. But if you were to change one
Mm-hmm.
thing in Unite, one change in Unite, what would be that one change that you would make?
Mm. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, and honestly, there's so many things I probably wouldn't remember everything right now. So I could mention like the best option.
Just to give me the number one thing
Mm,
that comes to your head again and again and again.
I really would love if they would just do two move sets again. I genuinely think that's like so fun,
Yeah.
so important.
This
But
comes
that's
back
just
to
been
what
recently.
Yeah, but this comes back to what I said about
Also,
making the game more simple. I think they want to have only one move sets to make the game even more simple for new players.
I guess, but just taking the fun out of it. The unique like the unique thing about Unite having multiple moveset options.
Yep. Maybe they'll change it in the future. Or maybe they'll add new move sets that you can unlock or something like that. I heard some rumors.
Mm. I mean, that'd be cool if you could just do like some challenges and unlock the movesets.
Yeah, I think I've seen this in the Chinese version where if you want to unlock the second move, you have to play with that Pokemon for a certain amount of time, etc., etc. Which could be good because then it forces the player to try both move sets essentially.
Mm. Yeah.
So, last question that I have: if you're to shout out one person that you think would be good to be on the podcast, who would be that one person?
Mm. I look want to shout out three
All right, go for it.
people or teams. So first up, my team. Shout out to my team because my team is a W. I really like playing with them, and they're all great people. Mm. And also Team Int, because Team Int is also very funny. And they're very good at the game, and they also help me like with Unite stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also want to shout out the people working in like um for the grassroots tourneys because it's very fun playing in those tourneys,
Yeah, yeah. And it
and
takes a lot of
it's
work.
actually great that they're doing it. Exactly. So I really appreciate them taking their free time to organize those tournaments.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of people, but I'm gonna reach out to them, see if they wanna come on a podcast. I already had a few of these people that you mentioned that organize these tourneys and casters and stuff like
Yeah,
that, like Spartan Tano. He's organizing the Fearless one. I think it's good. And
yeah,
this new update actually only confirms and validates that tourney too, because now that tourney is essentially focused on that style of playing. But
yeah.
I think other tournaments will start doing that as well now, so we'll see how that pans out.
Sure.
All right, well, Quincy, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's leave it there. Um, I guess I'm a little bit low energy as well. I lost my recent matches that I played right before I did this podcast, and it's been a very energetic day for me. But now my body's kind of I did a lot of exercise, so my body's kind of destroyed. Let's go ahead and call it there.
Mhm.
But thank you for another episode of Elite Encounter.
Yeah, thank you for having me as well.
Of course, of course.